Hello everyone. Course BSc Subject Physics Paper Semiconductor Devices Digital Electronics Laser and Fiber Optics. Subtopic Voltage Divider Bias Circuit for C Amplifier. Presented by Bommalingaya B, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Srimati Sri YER, Government First Grade College, Pavagada. Today I am going to explain about the bipolar junction transistor biasing. So before going to explain the topic, we are going to discuss about the basic introduction. So transistors are used in different kinds of electronics or different kinds of circuits. These circuits are meant to serve a specific purpose. Example, the circuit may be used to increase the voltage per power level of an electrical signal. Such a circuit is called an amplifier. To use the transistor in many applications, it is necessary to bias the transistor to suit our requirements. The DC voltages are used to bias a transistor called DC biasing. Voltage divider bias for C amplifier circuit is shown here. Here V in is the input signal. So the signal coming from an audio oscillator or a function generator or a signal generator or any of the device. Here C1 and C2 are the capacitances which are here C1 is the DC biasing capacitor and C2 and RE are connected in parallel and the lower terminals are connected to the ground and upper terminals are connected to the NPN transistor. Because NPN transistor, why we are calling as NPN, because here the flow of electrons in downward direction, that is base to the emitter or from transistor to the ground. So that's why we can call it as NPN transistor. Here IB is the base current. Here R1 and R2 are the biasing resistances. That means here voltage or power or current can be biased. So therefore we can call them as biasing resistances or biasing capacitances. So here VCC is the voltage or energy supplied to the circuit. Here voltage is coming from the resistor, coming from the battery and through the resistances and transport into the transistor. So therefore we can measure the output voltage here. Here output voltage can be measured across the ground and this terminal, collector terminal. So here VRL is equal to ICRL. The voltage developed across RL is given by ICRL. So when we supply the signal in any kind of signal, that is it may be a cosine wave or sine wave. Here because from usually the sine wave is coming from an audio oscillator or signal generator or function generator. So that is in phase. It is coming to the circuit, and after we are in the output section, if we measure the signal in the CRO instrument, we can observe the amplified output signal like this. So therefore, here the phase is reversal. This is the 180 degree. Here is 90 degree, it may be 180 degree. Therefore, here the phase is reversal. That is known as the dashed lines are shows the DC bias voltage here. Voltage divider bias for C amplifier. The circuit arrangement is shown in figure in the above slide. Here R1 and R2 connected across supply voltage VCC and provide biasing. Already I told you about the biasing point. The emitter bias RE provides stabilization. R1 and R2 from a potential divider across VCC. The resistor RE causes a voltage drop in a direction so as to reverse bias the emitter junction. Since the junction must be forward biased, the base voltage is obtained from the supply through R1 R2 network. Voltage divider bias for CE amplifier continues still. So the net forward bias across the emitter junction is equal to VB minus the DC voltage drop across RE. The improvement of stability of the circuit is explained as: let there be rise in temperature. This causes a rise in ICO. So a rise in IC and IE. Now the current in RE increases. That means emitter resistance, emitter here RE, the current in RE emitter resistance increases. Reduce the increase in IC and improves the operating point stability. So therefore voltage divider bias for CE amplifier can be expressed as circuit analysis. Let us calculate collector current IC first. First of all, we are going to calculate the IC. So here I1 is equal to, according to Ohm's law, I1 is equal to V by R like that. So I1 is equal to VCC divided by R1 plus R2. These are the biasing resistances. So I1 is equal to VCC by R1 plus R2. The voltage developed across R2 is given by V2 is equal to, because R2 is known as the RC. So therefore upper side of the resistances R2, V2 is equal to I1 R2, that is VCC divided by R1 plus R2 into R2. That is because V2 is equal to I1 R2. Applying KVL rule, that means Kirchhoff's voltage law rule, to the bias circuit, we have V2 equals VBE plus VE. That is the total voltage. Total voltage equal to voltage V2. That is equal to VBE plus IE RE. Therefore IE difference equal to IC, because always equal to IC. So here V2 is equal to VBE plus, we know that IE is equal to IC. Therefore we can substitute IE instead of IC. IE RE here. Therefore IC is equal to V2 minus VBE divided by RE, emitter resistances. So here IC is independent of transistor parameters of a good stabilization is achieved. Voltage divider bias for CE amplifier. So here IC is independent of transistor parameters for a good stabilization is achieved. The collector emitter voltage VCE can be calculated as follows. Applying Kirchhoff's voltage law rule to the output circuit, we have VCC is equal to because output circuit VCC is equal to ICRL plus VCE plus IE RE, because IE is always equal to IC. Therefore VCC is equal to ICRL plus VCE plus ICRE. Therefore VCE is equal to VCC minus IC into RL plus RE. Equation number 4. Voltage divider bias for CE amplifier. The transistor parameters beta, ICO and VBE are functions of temperature. Among these, the change in ICO with temperature is more significant than other changes. The stability factor S is defined as the rate of change of collector current IC with respect to the reverse saturation current ICO. So keeping beta and VBE constant. So here the stabilization factor S is equal to change in collector current to the change in reverse saturation current. That is equal to difference equal to change in collector current to the change in reverse saturation current in the transistor. When S is smaller, higher is the stability. So the lowest value of S that can be obtained as unity. So S is equal to 1 when delta IC is equal to delta ICO, that is equal to 1. So we have to achieve the higher stability of the transistor or the circuit. We have always the S must be always equal to 1. So therefore we can achieve the stability of the circuit. So NPN transistor in base bias mode plus VCC. Here plus VCC is the battery from which we can draw the current to the circuit or voltage to the circuit. Here RB is the resistance and RC is the collector resistance, and therefore here IB is the current flowing from the battery or any other signals. Signals may be electrical signals, that is a voltage, the signal coming from signal generator or function generator or audio oscillator. So here VB is the voltage measured across base to emitter. So this is the input section and this is the output section. So base, here base, collector, emitter. So here the current flowing always to the emitter and from the transistor to the ground. So therefore emitter current is always from the transistor to the ground. This is known as NPN transistor. Here VCE means the voltage drop or voltage measured across collector to emitter section. So this is the transistor, the NPN transistor in base bias mode. This circuit is known as NPN transistor in base bias mode, fixed bias or base bias. So in this method, high resistance RB is connected between the base and the positive end of the power supply VCC. That means RB is connected between the base and the plus VCC between the base and the plus VCC of the power supply for NPN transistor. To find RB, IC is equal to beta IB flows in the zero signal conditions. Applying the KVL rule to the base emitter loop, we get VCC is equal to IBRB plus VBE. IBRB, that is equal to VCC minus VBE. Therefore RB is equal to VCC minus VBE divided by RB. So because VCC, the plus VCC, this is the supplying voltage, IBRB. RB is the base resistance and IB is the base current plus VBE. VB is the voltage measured across base to emitter. So here IBRB, that is equal to VCC minus VBE. So we can alter the equation. Therefore RB is equal to VCC minus VBE divided by RB. So that gives RB is equal to VCC divided by RB. So if VBE is very much less than VCC, we can get RB is equal to VCC divided by IB. The supply voltage VCC is fixed. Once the value of RB is selected, the base current IB is also fixed. Hence the name fixed bias circuit. Collector to base bias circuit. Here the name indicates itself, collector to base bias circuit. So here is the base bias. This is the biasing point here. So collector to base bias, that means plus VCC, the RC is connected between the collector and the VCC. Therefore, IC plus IB. IB plus IC, both these currents flowing into the transistor. That's why we can call it as collector to base bias circuit here. So base, here IB is the base current and IC is the collector current. Here already I told about the NPN transistor, because the arrow mark indicates that the current flowing from base to the emitter or from the transistor to the ground. So VC is the voltage measured across the ground and the collector point, that in the output section. So VBE, voltage measured across the base and the emitter in the input section. So this is the input signal which supplies to the circuit, and here output signal can be measured in CRO or any other measurable devices. Collector to base bias circuit is continued. A resistance RB is connected between the collector and base. The bias voltage is obtained from the collector of the transistor. Here the required zero signal base current is determined by the collector base voltage VCB and not by VCC. The required value of RB needed to give the zero signal collector current IC can be determined by applying Kirchhoff's voltage law rule. So VCC is equal to IC plus RB, because VCC is the supply voltage and IC plus RB is the base to collector. Base to collector, that means IC plus IB into RC across resistance R. So plus IB, because this is the combined current, IC plus RB flowing through RC plus IB into RB. IB into RB is the base current plus RB plus VBE. Since if IB is very much less than IC, we will get IB into RB. Here VCC is equal to ICRC plus IBRB plus VCE, because IC is equal to beta IB. Therefore, we get VCC is equal to beta IBRC plus IBRB plus VBE, or RB is equal to VCC minus VBE minus beta IBRC divided by IB. So this is the base resistances we can get across the base. So these are the reference books. For more information, you can study these books. Reference. Thank you, one and all.